Welcome back to Quirky Facts Daily. Have you ever heard of a law that's so strange it makes you do a double take? Well, you're in for a treat because today we're exploring some of the weirdest, wackiest, and most downright bizarre laws from around the world. From keeping your pets happy to avoiding high heels, some of these rules will leave you wondering, why does this even exist? Trust me, number 8 is something you'd never expect to be a law. But before we dive into this strange legal territory, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a quirky fact. And if you enjoy today's video, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow. Alright, let's jump into 10 bizarre laws from around the world that will blow your mind. First up, let's head to Switzerland, where animal rights are taken super seriously. Here's something unexpected. In Switzerland, you can't own just one guinea pig. That's right. Guinea pigs are considered highly social animals, and keeping just one is seen as a form of animal cruelty. The Swiss government believes guinea pigs can get lonely and stressed without a companion, so the law mandates that you have at least 2 guinea pigs to keep each other company. If your guinea pig passes away, there's even a service that rents out temporary companions until you can adopt a new one. Honestly, it's like a dating service for guinea pigs. Now, as quirky as this law might seem, it's actually kind of sweet. Who knew Switzerland was so invested in guinea pig friendships? Next, let's fly over to Singapore, where chewing gum can land you in big trouble, no pun intended. Since 1992, Singapore has enforced a strict ban on chewing gum, all in the name of cleanliness. The government put this law into place to reduce littering and vandalism, particularly because people were sticking gum on public transportation doors, which caused issues with their functioning. And believe me, they're serious about it. If you're caught selling or importing gum without approval, you can face serious fines, or worse, jail time. The only exception to this rule? If you have a prescription for medicinal or nicotine gum to help you quit smoking. So if you're traveling to Singapore, make sure to leave your pack of gum at home. And hey, if you're someone who constantly steps in gum back home, you might just appreciate this one. Let's move over to Greece, where fashion choices can land you in legal trouble. In Greece, it's actually illegal to wear high heels at certain historical sites like the Acropolis. You might be wondering why. Well, it turns out that high heels can cause damage to the ancient stones that make up these historical monuments. The sharp points of the heels can dig into the stones, causing long-term damage that can't be easily repaired. So, to protect these historical landmarks for future generations, high heels were banned from being worn in these areas. It makes sense when you think about it. Preserving history is more important than fashion, right? So, if you're planning a visit to Greece and want to explore ancient ruins, make sure to bring comfy shoes instead of your stilettos. Now here's a law that sounds like something out of a dramatic movie plot. In France, under very specific circumstances, it's actually legal to marry a deceased person. Yes, you heard that right. The practice, known as posthumous marriage, is possible if you can prove that the deceased had the intention of marrying you before they passed away. This unusual law dates back to World War I, when many soldiers died before they could marry their fiancées. It's not something that happens often, but every now and then, the French government still grants requests for posthumous marriages. So, if you're ever in France and considering this, just know that love, at least legally, can transcend life and death. Now let's talk about goldfish. If you're a fish owner in Rome, Italy, you'll want to pay attention to this one. It's illegal to keep a goldfish in a bowl. The reasoning behind this law? Animal welfare. Authorities argue that bowls are too small and don't provide enough oxygen for the fish, leading to a shortened lifespan. There's also the concern that the curved sides of the bowl can distort the fish's vision, which some say can cause stress or even blindness. So if you're in Rome and keeping a goldfish, make sure to give them a proper tank with plenty of space to swim around. I have to say, this one's all about giving your pet fish a better quality of life, so maybe not as bizarre as it seems. Here's a fun one from France. It's actually illegal to name a pig Napoleon. Sounds odd, right? This law was put into place to protect the memory of the famous French leader, Napoleon Bonaparte. While it's unclear how often this law is enforced, the idea behind it is that using the name Napoleon for a pig could be seen as disrespectful or mocking. So, while you might be tempted to name your pig something grand and regal, in France, you'll want to steer clear of this one. Alright, this next one is pretty amusing. In Florida, USA, it's illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit. Yes, you heard that correctly. There's a law against swimsuit singing. This strange rule dates back decades, and although it's rarely enforced today, it's still technically on the books. So, next time you're at the beach in Florida, maybe save your favorite karaoke song for later, unless you're fully dressed. Now for a really quirky one from Arizona, USA. Did you know it's illegal to allow a donkey to sleep in a bathtub? This law was passed after an incident in the 1920s when a rancher's donkey fell asleep in a bathtub that later got washed away during a flood. The town had to spend a lot of resources rescuing the poor animal, so they decided to make it illegal for donkeys to nap in tubs. While this one might sound odd, it was really about avoiding future disasters and costly rescues. But still, it's hard not to laugh when you hear about it. This next law comes from Samoa, and it's all about remembering special occasions. In Samoa, it's illegal for a husband to forget his wife's birthday. That's right, gentlemen. Forgetting this important day could land you in trouble with both the law and your spouse. While it's unclear how often this law is enforced, it's certainly a good reminder to always mark that special day on your calendar. And finally, we're ending with a curious law from the UK. Did you know it's technically illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament? This law has been around for centuries and is one of those old rules that people find amusing today. The reasoning behind it is that anyone who dies in the Houses of Parliament is entitled to a state funeral, so the law was created to avoid confusion. While it's unlikely to be enforced in modern times, it's still a quirky piece of British law that has stood the test of time. And there you have it, 10 of the most bizarre and quirky laws from around the world. Some of these laws might seem outdated or strange, but they all have unique stories behind them. Which law surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more quirky facts delivered straight to your feed every day. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.